So that's it. They like to leave everything open ended. You know what I mean? Like they don't like anything to reach resolution. It's always carried out further and further. You've got to wait, no matter what it is. And results of an election, a check, it's not in the bag. It's not in. It's what's in because what's in the bag fucks them up. Even if it's a liberal on their side, when they start saying what's in the bags, it's over. Like it's not doesn't look like it's over yet because they're still there, but it's over. Like not, nothing's in the bag. You know what I mean? Yet, like you're saying, like what what is something that you wouldn't think that could be extenuated that has been besides like schools and anything related to the corona? Like I can't even believe I said the the coronal massacre. Any, um, again, I, you know how they say like, do you believe? You still believe? Oh, we believe. We believe. I still believe. It's open. Like what? What? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't saying I have the right to know. You're just saying I believe or do you believe? Like, can you give something like of substance to or context to what you believe? I mean, you're gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? You keep putting that out there. Believe, you know. Hmm. Some more open-ended shit. As long as it's not resolution. Stay focused on your resolve because we don't want to reach resolution. You know, it because it's not in the bag. The jury's still out. The jury. Hey, when you come across some jury that your girl likes, don't question how much it costs. Just put it in the bags. Just put it in the bags. You know what I'm saying? Like we're decided. We're not hung jury. Like hung jury. We like stuff bouncing off. We like to see stuff bouncing off titties. That's what it is. We're just fronting. We're just fronting. You remember that song by White Snake called Body Talk? Body Talk. Make your body walk funny. Gonna make your body talk. When you talk to me. Something. Okay, I don't know the lyrics. It's deep. Wow. Wow. Flip that over, you get mom. Damn. Body talks. Do you know that we have a problem with acknowledging that stars are social beings and we got everything from them? Even they contributed calligraphy, you know, through their um, through certain approximations to a star or with certain like relationships to a star. You get these characters that mean something like a roof over a woman, and then what it would mean like a like in Chinese calligraphy, like that shit, like or cuneiform. It's just taken directly from stars. Cuneiform is cone cells. Like you know how we don't live by word. Man doesn't live by bread alone, but by the word, right? Um, the cone cells speaks to your second brain, which is your stomach, but it's doing it through alphabet. It's like it's doing it through written words because how do you translate what is, you can eat, what's not going to kill you, like how do you pass knowledge, how do you do all that stuff? Like you would find the world to be so inhospitable. Even like there could be plenty of food, but you wouldn't eat it. You would walk past it all the time. You don't know how to get Like, anytime that we have something that is a grain that goes into a mill, a seed grain mill, you get a modality, right? So like grain storage means that we're not practicing the liberal arts anymore because you need an agency to provide a service like shoe repair. Simple as that. We wouldn't be getting taxed right now if we hadn't run into a brick wall as far as the limitation on thermodynamic aeronautics. They have to contract some more context from sublime mythology, like science that is sublime in mythology, to come up with something that, whereas it's whereas it, the way you see it in the mythology is an impossibility, but the science actually works. And you can't really. There's no way you can doubt me. I'm not gonna be able to eloquate and give you a lot of like. You just picked this up. Like I just realized just picked it up, or I didn't, not on my own. I watched a lot of. Anyways, a lot of internet. Like I'm always. I just remember shit. I think I did the same amount of shit. Maybe I research the same amount of shit, but I just remember this shit that I remember. So when you're like 45 or 50 years old, somebody may think you're a genius, so long as you're not binded by a pact, and that you can still comment freely about the introduction of new information. Free flow of new information doesn't affect your perspective. Something we could have is perspective, where you have stuff. If you didn't get the perspective, you get stuff. That goes for me too. I could I guess I could be made susceptible and brought down to a level, then I could fall. It's like, but then again, like you might be able to crack somebody's psyche the same way, making them see your friend kill somebody and then blocking out their memory with a, MK Ultra, like regiment of MK Ultra to make your block it out. You know what I mean? Then they could call, you know what I'm saying, the Manchurian shit. They can start to branch. They can start to outsource these big projects, like the men. What's it called? The Stanford experiment. Um, we don't like. I think we don't even know something about the Manhattan Project that we should know to help us process. But it's not. It's not. Uh, when you're supposed to know, then that's when you you have to show up. Basically, Be, you'll always think that you know until you know, but then when you finally do know, you know. Um, and something happens when you realize that you don't know anything. It would make you like an expert. You know what I mean? It's just because Don Cornelius didn't know how to dance. It didn't stop him from doing his thing on Soul Train. And I like you like this shit could go into the spirit realm because the harp is this huge particle smashing device in Switzerland that where they make clocks that requires the electricity output of several small countries to be able to rev up to do one experiment, and they found a Higgs boson when they weren't even looking for it, which it was supposed to be a one-time thing and you wouldn't think it's sustainable to use this much energy, but since they discovered the Higgs boson, they decided to do it again, right? So they could make a little bit more antimatter or whatever, and fucking, they're wearing scientific T-shirts, dancing like the TikTok dance. They were doing the dancing, let the Soul Train dancers do their thing, You know what I mean? Because upward mobility has to, it will, it will, it will, what's it called? It will plateau. It can't be the end all be all. So that the upward mobility tends to um, be a thing, is a thing that leads to another thing that much actually you have to imagine is something like stepping out on Soul Train or very close to it and trying to get there through cognitive dissonance in a TikTok dance that gets legitimized by an application that was brought to life, back to life by a PP dossier that fucking matches up with, is something like the electric slide, fucking nurses in the hospital walking patients out the hospital doing choreography and shit while they're supposed to have trucks backed up full of frozen, they're complaining about for frozen bodies and shit. They were doing choreography. That's cognitive dissonance. That's not, you're not stepping out on Soul Train because you're not appreciating a nation that provided the most upward mobility that has been known to man, basically. Right? And a lot of people that have careers and lots of money are not upward mobile. They know how to dress themselves. You know, they can make a call. Those are two abilities that they have. They can make a call, and they can dress themselves. If they don't pursue a certain balanced regimen of things that, and pursuant to the happiness, right? Where you kind of reach things limitation, you put them in their perspective. How valuable is this? How valuable is that? Well, at some point in time, it's going to be first nature. You're going to know off top without having to rationalize or compromise anything. Your assessment or your dissemination or your comprehension, you wouldn't have to pay a judge for assessment fees if you're a miscreant because you don't have scholarship and you're running around demanding it. Happens to be a certain amount of collateral damage that goes along with it, they can convict you not of any breaking of any law, but the precedence of your face, look on your face in relationship to other things that are going on around you at that time. Then fucking they can find you stupid and dumb and stupid, and then execute a judicial order on you because they didn't have no choice. They wouldn't have no choice. We understand that they didn't get any scholarship. The system failed them. And they tell you the system failed them all the time, right? And so when they're bringing down their school, I have to say that they're not wrong. They're demanding scholarship and shit. But it doesn't mean I like them. It don't mean I like it. So, don't mean I would do that. And I wouldn't recommend anybody I like to hang around them. Even though I used to follow them around because I was bored. I didn't like lead in the front, but I would watch the action and shit. And, fucking that shit could be spiritual. You know what I mean? They like a title. The what they call those, the global elite puppets, like the titles, like the people of record, the representative of polite society, the that that can address and represent the upward mobile